Hey there, I'm Daisy Whitney reporting for Beat TV at NAB, where Adobe just introduced its new Creative Suite 5. All sorts of cool video capabilities in it. Here to talk about that is Mark Randall from Adobe. So Mark, you just announced Creative Suite 5, which has all sorts of cool video capabilities. Tell us about it.
So inside of Creative Suite 5, we have a video editing application called Premiere Pro. It's an industry-leading program. A lot of people are using it. Some people aren't using it. And both of those groups are going to be interested in the new capabilities we're introducing in CS5. First and foremost, we have massive speed. So when people are editing HD footage, it can be slow, particularly if you're editing beyond HD, things like 4K footage, HD SLR footage, XD Cam. The new compression formats take a lot of time to decompress, so it can be very slow to edit on your screen. You have to wait a long time for rendering. We've designed what's called the Mercury engine inside of Premiere Pro. It's a complete re-architecting of the program so that we can now offer incredible speed based on using the capabilities of a 64-bit CPU and also the capabilities of an NVIDIA GPU to be able to do this editing in real time. And being able to do it in real time means creativity happens as you watch, and that makes at least me more creative.
So tell us who some of your customers are.
Oh boy, we have a ton of customers. We have CNN, ESPN, a lot of the top networks, BBC, the world's largest broadcaster, and of course post-production in Hollywood. Adobe tools were used in Avatar. And so we have just a ton of both film, broadcast work, corporate, industrial, and also creative work. Indie film is happening a lot now in Premiere.
So can you give us an example or two of how some of these customers, these media companies, would be able to use the new video capabilities in it to approach a project differently, for instance?
Well, first of all, you don't have to transcode video. In a lot of editing workflows, you bring the video back from the camera and you put it into the computer, and so that you can edit it quickly, you actually reduce the resolution, and that takes time to do, and then you have to start editing after you've taken that time. Premiere Pro CS5 edits natively. That means that we use the format that came straight out of your camera, so you can just dump it right in and start editing immediately. In fact, on the way back from the shoot, on the laptop, in the car, you can have the edit done before you roll into the driveway.
So everyone gets excited when they hear about the Red camera. What sort of integrations do you have with the Red camera?
Well, since the beginning with Red, we've been working very closely with them because it's a phenomenal camera with phenomenal capability, and it's bringing it in at a new price point for creative producers. And so what we want to be able to do is make sure that they can use Premiere Pro to be able to edit that footage the fastest with the most flexibility. And now you can do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers of 4K Red footage in real time with effects on each layer, including things like compositing and keying being added to those effects, even blurring, which is a very time-intensive effect. So the disadvantage of working with ultra-high resolutions is the speed hit that you take. So you can't see what's happening. You're operating blind, as it were. And so now what we're able to do is let people scrub around and have instant creativity on the screen, even using 4K Red footage.
Anything new with Photoshop?
Oh boy. Hundreds of new features new in Photoshop. So it's hard for me to even pick a few to talk about, but I'll tell you that we've done something that we've been accused of actual witchcraft. When we had some of our beta testers look at this, they're like, how does it do that? It's amazing. Because a lot of times when you cut out something off of a picture, it just leaves a white hole there, and you have to go in and fill in that hole manually by trying to copy other parts of the background. Very time consuming. It happens a lot to Photoshop artists, particularly in the video world. And so what we have is what's called content-aware fill. And I actually don't even understand how this magic works or what sacrifices were involved in creating it, but there is a way that you can actually go in now and just drop and say, fill this area, and the computer automatically looks at the surrounding area using artificial intelligence. And this is the work of our image scientists and our deep research happening. And it comes in and it creates a background seamlessly, better than I could do by hand if I spent hours, and it does it in a few seconds.
Very cool.